Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds. When you're young, it's large in the best way. When you're like mid, when you're like teens, 20s, it's like it doesn't seem that large anymore. Like, oh, yeah, this is smaller than I remembered. All right. But then once you get to the end of 30, you start cresting into your 40s and beyond, it gets back to being big again, but like big in a bad way this time.
Big in a bad way, yeah. Where you're like, I have to go all the way over there.
I have
Are
to
you
walk
fucking kidding me?
Fucking far. There are no teleporters.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
My name is David Bell.
My name is Tom Ryman.
And we just watched The Fantastic Four. Baby steps.
Yeah.
Baby
Little
steps.
infant baby time steps. I tell you what, the first step should be Reed Richards builds a teleporter. Or a movable walkway in Disneyland.
Yeah, get on it, Reed.
Wow, folks, we all know the story. 4 brave astronauts head up into space and come back forever changed.
This car?
Our city, our planet, owe a debt to these intrepid souls. And while we can never repay them, we can certainly celebrate them.
Thank you, Fantastic Four.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fantastic Four!
How's about that for Adventureland?
Yeah.
Tomorrowland, build me a movable walkway. Why am I still walking with my feet in Tomorrowland?
They had a little Fantastic Four set up in Tomorrowland.
Oh, that's fine. Oh,
there was nothing
yeah.
going on there. There was like, but you was clear that was where they had like the because it is like the retrofuturism of this movie.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, hi everybody. So what are we doing? We're doing
We're doing the Fantastic Four, the first steps.
This is like Marvel's big okay, we're doing it. We're in it.
We're doing the Fantastic Four. This time, for real, we promise. We know it's been couple of times over the past few decades, but this time, we've got it.
We burnt you. Yeah.
Fourth
how did you
time's the charm.
How'd you like the Fantastic Four first steps?
I thought it was fine.
It's so aggressively fine.
I was pretty disappointed with it, honestly.
Okay. So here's, I think I was too. I was disappointed with it. Most audiences aren't. I saw it opening night at a fan event, and
I saw it opening day.
Okay,
1
the
o'clock
fan
p.m.
event, nice. Yeah, I saw it at 6 p.m. Thursday, the Thursday before. I got like a free keychain with it.
Psychopath.
I know. Well, it was the only time I could go, and I will say it was worse to watch it with people that enthusiastic. Like, because I'm the problem.
That's what I meant.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's not them. It's like they're there. They're dressed up. They like Fantastic Four.
No, that's like you going and sitting down at a roller rink.
Yes. And
being
what
like,
I'll say
none of
is
this is for me.
right. And it had the vibe of like people going to see their friend's show. You know what I mean? Where everybody was way more impressed by the movie than they should have been.
Or they bought the ticket from the friend.
Right. So like
I've
movie.
been that friend.
Right. There's nothing wrong with this movie. But when I first saw it,
Yes,
really
there
punctuated.
is.
Oh, okay. I guess what I mean is that it's so standard. And I think they went ultra safe.
In some ways it is, yeah. I think it's actually, particularly the first half, I think it's a mess.
The first half is when they have to thread the needle of a birth and a space chase at the same time. That's when I thought like, oh, okay, they're having trouble. Like, also, I do not think that birth would be that clean in 0G, but whatever. they make that birth magical, and I'm like, it's 0G. There's gonna be
It's gonna be a real problem. I don't care how smart Reed is.
It's gonna be him like, my baby boy. It got in my mouth. It got in my mouth.
It's in all the electronics.
Yeah.
We're spinning into the event. The event
But you're
horizon.
right.
No.
That definitely felt like it was like, oh, they have too much to do. I guess what I mean is that, like, spoilers, obviously. For example, there's a scene
your initial
where
thought. I'm sorry, I came barging in there like
these are the same thoughts.
Bad. No, I mean,
well, these are the
bad,
same thoughts. What I mean is that, like, for example, Sue Storm fake dies, right? And if you've watched any movie, you go like, all right, they're just gonna bring her back. And my audience was like shocked. And it's that where I'm like, have you seen a movie? It's a lot of that. Like when spoilers, when the fucking Doctor Doom is showing up at the end, people were like, no way. And I'm like, what else would have it been? Like, what did you think was going to happen in the Fantastic Four?
Keep in mind, something you and I, and indeed many armchair critics need to keep in mind, is that I do suspect that the majority of people that go see these movies are not aggressively online about them.
Sure,
so they
and
probably
also,
aren't reading all of this shit about, like, Doctor Doom is going to be in X number of movies or something.
Right. Also, it's fucking opening night, and they're all the fans. That's what I mean. Is like, I'm the problem.
Nothing but the people who have read every detail that night.
I mean, it's just that, like, them being excited is not their problem.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
my
right.
problem.
You're seeing the Thursday night show, like,
exactly, and that's what I mean. Is like this movie that was fine got so many people freaking out, and my reaction kept being like, "Have you seen a movie before?" Like you're
sitting
like
at the front row at Hanson.
Exactly, and that was my vibe during it. I will say though, even for opening night, my first observation: not many laughs. People did not find this movie funny.
That's the biggest problem, in my opinion. Here's my two. Like I said, I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Okay, I do have a lot of positive things to say about it, but I do think there are genuine, legitimate problems with this movie. There's two big ones, so let's get them out of the way. From one, it's flat, particularly the two leads. Like the chemistry, charisma of Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby is utterly flat. Like it's like a dead fish.
It's funny because they're like popping off in the promotional stuff.
They are luminously charismatic people and performers. It's just it goes into my second problem with the movie that I identified with the movie, not anyway. That I identify with the movie. It's not necessarily that everyone else would find it to be a problem with the movie, but anyway, that's a really clumsy way of saying this is my opinion.
Right.
The movie is a mess in the sense that you can feel all the reshoots. It felt like we covered I Know What You Did last week. This felt identical to that in many sequences. Like scenes
disjointed,
end, yes, scenes end very abruptly. They don't connect to each other in a lot of ways, and in a lot of instances, rather. Like there's no escalation really. So that also makes it hard to connect scenes.
It's definitely flat, meaning that like Galactus is just like they have again the birth chase from him like pretty early on, and it I don't know. I guess my big issue with it was that I think they were so nervous that they made the safest movie ever in a way that by the end I was like, well, what was the point of that? It didn't feel like it progressed. Like it feels like this. Because this is supposed to lead into Spider-Man next year and then Secret Wars. And I'm like, this feels like it should lead into 2 more Fantastic Four movies first.
Right.
Because it's called First Steps.
Yeah.
It's like...
You would assume... Like, I think we had predicted something like the Fantastic Four was going to mess up somehow or somehow bridge the gap because it's clear it's in a different universe, and they establish that immediately as the movie opens.
I thought it was going to end with like we talked about in Hypecast. I thought they were going to lose in this,
right?
And they were going to go into the new universe
because Galactus kind of feels like a perfect engine of that, right? The power cosmic, like they do something, yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then he can come back because I was like, surely he can't be. They can't just like beat him up in this because it's Galactus.
Right? And instead, they end up beating him cleanly, like Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania.
Yes,
Like they just beat him.
yes, and then they're like, well, that takes like they do this thing where they introduce the hubris, where they're like,
Yes.
20
That was a
years of
good
Fantastic
idea.
Fours or whatever. Yeah, where they show it's not their first steps. That's the thing. The title.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, we're so like they almost do the Superman thing where they're like everybody's just used to it.
Though, just real quick, I think that's like a perfect example of the whole film, like being shot and reshot and overly safe and just completely flat without a personality. Is First Steps. Like, that's just like a meaningless focus grouped name. Like you just pointed out, it has nothing to do with the film itself.
It's almost meta, where it's them going like, all right, we're carefully stepping into...
That's the only way it works.
Yeah.
Like, it worked in two ways with Spider-Man Homecoming.
Right.
But, like, so that was a little clever.
Here, I was like, is it the baby? And I'm like, the baby, it's not really about the baby's first... Not literal first, but even like... It's, I guess, the baby's powers, first steps. That's the most sense I could make it.
Yeah, Franklin.
Is like...
It should have been Franklin from Arrested Development.
It should have been. No.
Judge,
no.
my name.
That would have been bold. But that's the thing.
That
so
would have
like,
been a bold choice.
like, so I looked up the director. Nothing against this person. It's yeah. He's you know how many movies he's done? One.
Wasn't he WandaVision?
Yes, he is a veteran TV director.
Yes.
This is what I mean. It's like I'm nothing against this guy.
Boy,
but
does it feel that way.
They got him because he's safe. Because he's done Game of Thrones. He's done House. He did Boston Legal. He did 6 Feet Under. He's a mimic. He goes onto a show and goes, "What's your tone? I'll do." He's done Mad Men. He's not a bad director.
He's a working director.
Exactly. Like there's nothing against this guy. They brought him in.
I do
because,
feel the television in this movie. Yeah, that makes total sense to me now that you point that out. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think they brought him in because he's used to this. They're like, okay, you're going to get a lot of notes. You just gotta, and so because of that, though, the movie.
You're right. Yeah, exactly.
Right, and again, this isn't his fault because I think if he didn't do this, the movie wouldn't have get made. But the movie feels like it has very little style in it. Where it's
no
just
style,
like,
in fact. This does feel like you're exactly right. That's a great.
He's just doing Marvel. He's just going in and doing whatever Marvel they're like.
It's assembling a piece of IKEA furniture, right?
Yes.
This is less a movie that is like the execution of a vision, and it's more just like, okay, we're doing a Fantastic Four movie. Here's the schematic. Everybody knows your role. Let's do it.
Right. And that's why, like, I guess I liked it more than you because I don't know. Are you a Fantastic Four fan at all?
Yes. I like the weird stuff. And like I said up top, I do have a lot of positive things to say about this movie. It's just I was disappointed with it, and those are the reasons why. And I think those are two major flaws with the movie.
It's, to me, I guess those flaws didn't hit me as much because I don't have anything at stake. So for me, I was like, I was thinking of it like a TV show. I was like, this is entertaining me. For 2 hours, like this is fun and like this. Oh, look at the big monster! Like that was my thought, but I still came out of it disappointed because the whole movie I kept going, okay, when is it going to turn?
Yeah,
and they introduced this idea where Galactic goes, "Give me your world or your baby," and I was like, here we go.
This is interesting.
They're going to have to make a choice. They're going to have, and their choice was no, neither. We're going to do the safe thing.
Right. We're going to do we're going to do the third choice because we're the Fantastic Four and we've been the princes, basically the rulers of the planet for the past 4 years.
Right. And that's what was, because they start with like Fantastic Four, nothing can defeat them.
They're the best of us. Yeah, the Earth basically worships them. They are de facto kings and queen of the planet. That's an interesting offer up top.
Right, and then Galactus shows up and he's like, "I can fuck you up. I'm gonna make you break your morality." And then it's like, "Oh, okay, here we go." And then they're like, "And we defeated Galactus. Fantastic Four. Nothing can get them down." And it's just like, "Fuck, man!" Like, it
was literally Imagination Land. Because they come back, and there's actually a good chunk of Act 2 that I really like too. Well, first of all, just real quick, I think this is the perfect approach to a Fantastic Four movie, the retrofuturism.
Yeah, I think
because
that worked
Fantastic
really well.
Four is inherently goofy.
Yeah.
The best way to do it is to embrace the goofiness, but further than just the goofiness, you have to embrace the weirdness, like the subterraneous stuff and the cosmic stuff and the alien stuff and
Right.
like the weird science fiction alternate dimension stuff like that. I think that was the issue with like the Tim Story ones, is it just did goofiness, it didn't do the weird step beyond.
And,
Anyway,
yeah.
sorry.
This feels like Superman, though, in the sense that
Exactly,
they are
yeah.
like, let's the score. You will buy anything at this point. We'll give you everything.
Right,
Mole Man,
exactly.
we got Mole Man. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's less of a, unlike with Superman, there's less of a, you would assume, instinct to treat the Fantastic Four like a monolith. So it was
Right.
probably easier to be like, well, let's just make it fucking weird. Let's just get Paul Walter Hauser in here as Mole Man.
Yeah.
Let's have Giganto in the beginning, punching
Yeah.
up through the earth. Anyway, oh yeah, in the second act, they're like literally in their tower, hiding out in their ivory tower as
Yeah.
the people are below. Like, give him your fucking baby. You can make another one.
Right.
Think
They're
of
renewable.
how many babies are about to get smoked.
Yeah. Yeah, that was real conflict, and then it's over.
And then, right, and it's the Imagination Land connection I was mentioning is the way it's resolved is Sue just goes down and makes a speech. And like,
Yes, an impassioned speech.
yeah, all I could think of is Butters in Imagination Land going like,
Yeah.
don't you think that? A nice speech? You know, good heartfelt speech? That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. This felt. You're right. It does feel like there was reshoots and there was a version where this stuff mattered
It just
because
feels
they got
chopped up and piecemeal and flat.
Yeah, because
with no personality.
all the stakes got written out.
Yes.
Basically, it is just that why would they present all this stuff if they didn't
Instantly
do-
resolved.
Yeah, why? And Thunderbolts ends with them seeing their ship in the sky, and so it's like you putting it all together. You're like, okay, well they had to dimension jump. Like there's all this stuff. They seem to be introducing this like teleporter and these wormholes. I'm like, oh, they're gonna like. And the first shot is like it's the different dimension is established, and it's like it's all seems like it's leading to. We're gonna
They're gonna breach reality somehow. Like, yeah, that's another cool offer in Act 3. This is cool. This is another cool thing is they make it a problem that Reed has to solve with his super brain, because like his power's kind of boring. Like everybody else gets their cool stuff to do, particularly Sue in the end. So like Reed is always kind of difficult to show in a movie. But I did like that he has to sit there we do have a scene where he's just like he has to gather them together and it's utterly hopeless. He's like, I have no idea. I have no idea. Like I don't know. Like he's like, we just Galactus and like a Silver Surfer and other realities. Like everything I thought I understood about science is apparently wrong. So like, I don't have any ideas right now. So we do have to follow him for a little bit. And then it becomes, he's going to literally teleport the Earth out of the way. It's like, oh, that's a cool idea. What's that going to do? That's going to fuck up the universe somehow, right? You can't just do that. You can't just displace a well of gravity like that. And that should, it's, but like Galactus just stops it instantly. Like the Surfer just breaks all of it.
Yeah, which I didn't mind too because I was
like that. I did like that. It's immediately deflated
because the walls keep closing in, and it's like I thought the idea was going to be like let's do this until it comes time to its baby of the world. Like the idea of like our super science can't help us. Like there's no, it has, like I wanted it to boil down to this moral question of like, all right, you have to trade your baby for the world. And of course,
or do something really, really reckless.
Right. I thought they weren't going to trade their baby. And I thought like that would be a darkness that they're keeping with them into the next movies,
Right,
which would be a really cool idea.
I assumed that this version of Earth would be destroyed.
Yeah, and that they would sell like. And then I kept doing. I got excited for future things because I was like, this cheesy world. I want to see them interact with our Earth. Like kind of like Captain America when he skipped through time.
Yeah.
And it's like I was like, oh, this is
I
want to
see
fun
these
when they
cheeseball
get
Jetsons. Yeah, being
and they probably eventually will cross over,
they
and I'm
probably
sure
will.
they'll do that.
Yeah. It's just
But
it was
it's just-
weird.
yeah.
Like I mentioned, Surfer destroying all of the teleportation engines as a negative thing because that ends that escalation. Like that's as far as it goes.
Right.
Like
I
it's,
think that
it would have
been
been a good
if
idea as another stage in that. But that's
Yes,
just where
if it led
ends.
to something. If
Yeah,
it led
yeah,
to something.
yeah.
But then they just push him into
It's
one
just
of them,
end.
which
it just ends
yeah.
there. Yeah, it would have, like you said, at the moment when it happened in the movie, I liked it because it's like, oh shit, the noose is going to keep tightening,
Right.
but it doesn't really. That's kind of, I mean, the noose tightens in the sense that Galactus shows up and hops off of his super chair and starts
Yes.
walking down Main Street,
and then they shove him into there.
and then they shove
Like
him
a
into
kid
the
in the
fucking
playground.
hole.
Yeah. Yeah, I also felt like Silver Surfer ultimately didn't matter either. I liked her. I liked the performance.
I disagree.
They do it. It's more just that like they make her feel bad. And then I know Silver Surfer is part of the story, right?
Right.
And like it just felt like at the end she had to like do the final shove.
Well, and I thought, well, the movie's kind of built around that. And in my memory, this could be wrong because I haven't read any of the Silver Surfer Galactus stuff since I was in like grade school.
Right.
But I thought the way Galactus was beat the first time was by winning over the Surfer, because the Surfer has the power cosmic as well. It's kind of so like when Reed's at the just real quick when Reed's at the chalkboard in the scene I was talking about earlier where he's like, I don't have a fucking idea. He eventually comes up with, no, wait, you distill every problem down to the smallest problem, the easiest, simplest part of the problem, and you go from there. It's like, we just have to find a lever. And I'm like, and when I'm watching, I'm like, oh, Surfer is the lever.
Right.
You just have to convince her. And then they're doing that whole side thing with Johnny learning the language. I'm like, there it is. That's how they're going to convince her. So I liked that stuff, but they just they also wanted to do the Sue thing where she shoves Galactus with her fucking super might, which I also liked. I mean, I liked
cool
that.
too.
And
But
it was
did
also
feel
cool
like-
because it's a recreation of a pretty sweet cover from the mid-aughts, the Marvel
Oh, okay.
Knights run of Fantastic Four, where she's like really shoving.
It just felt like one or the other.
Right,
'Cause,
exactly.
like,
it felt like
'cause
those
then it
are
was like
two
Silver
different emotional climaxes, and you kind of need to do one or the other.
Because Silver Surfer is just like, and I helped, and I'm like, I
She
feel
basically
like you could
gives it the
remove her-
last knock.
right, and like from the shitty Rise of the Silver Surfer, they do the same thing, where Silver Surfer has a change of heart. So I just assumed that was embedded in the story, but it's like my vibe of all this is like. It's funny to say because they've tried this before. You need like 2 movies. Like I don't know. Like you really do, because I'm like, Galactus feels like his own thing, and like it felt like they didn't, or it feels like you need multiple Galactus movies because it's like they have multiple ideas here,
Right,
and
it
they're
does-
trying to cram them all in the same movie.
It does feel like this would have been better as a 2-parter, right? Like, because if they lose initially.
Right. Or something. Yeah. This feels like Galactus to me feels like a bigger enemy.
He's
than
huge.
Just,
I guess that's a kind of a third problem, but I guess not really, because I don't think they have any terribly huge plans for Galactus unless they want to save him for like actually maybe Secret Wars,
it does. Yeah, that's the
because he
thing.
does show up in Secret Wars.
Okay, because this felt like to me like if the first Iron Man was him beating up Thanos.
Well, what I was
Like,
about to
that's
say,
what it
this is
felt like.
Ant-Man 3, where he just beats the Christ out of Kang.
Yeah, you're right. And you're
Fucking
like, well, what was the point of
Ant-Man.
that guy?
Ant-Man beats the Christ out of Kang. I'm like, well, I
You're
guess he's going to be the next, like, Iron Man's going to kill him.
Yeah, he's gonna rip his head off.
Yeah, well, not Iron Man, I guess, but like, fucking
Yeah.
Hulk? Are you kidding? This guy against Hulk?
Yeah,
Like,
that is what this is.
Scott Lang beat him up. he doesn't have powers.
Right.
Like, put
What are we
Kang
doing?
against Hulk, I
Yeah.
guess, in this
Remember when
sitch.
Thanos fought Hulk and Hulk lost?
Yeah.
It was like,
Beat
see,
him
that's
like
how
an
you do it.
axe murderer.
Yeah.
That's what Thanos did to Hulk.
Yeah.
Thanos wharfed him.
And that's what this felt like to me,
Yeah.
honestly. Because I know that this is like they do defeat Galactus, but like my understanding Galactus was always that, like, bad.
Galactus is... He's almost just trying to fight nature.
Right.
Although he is a malevolent entity. So it
It's
is like
bad
when
to-
he shows up in comics, excuse me,
Oh, yeah.
when he shows up in comics, it's generally a big deal. Like, he's a pretty
Right.
serious problem.
And here's my question, because like the first Fantastic Four movies, which I know I shouldn't reference because everybody hates them, but they start with Doctor Doom.
Yes.
And then Fan Four Stick started with Doctor Doom.
Yes.
And then the promise was, okay, now that we're warmed up, Galactus next. This seems to be doing the opposite. And is it only doing that because Doctor Doom is played by Robert Downey Jr.? And what I mean is, like, should they have started with, narrative-wise, like not stunt casting or the meta, does it make more sense to be like, first steps, Fantastic Four, they fight Doctor Doom? Because that's
Yes.
like their Shredder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
That's-
they're connected.
Right.
Like, Victor Von Doom was friends with Reed and Sue.
Right.
And he
so
knows them. Like, he personally knows them.
it feels like had they not cast Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, they would have done that. Because it's weird that Galactus feels like the throwaway villain that they're just
That
like
is
getting out of the
real.
way.
Well, I think both are viable things to do. Like, I think this was also a cool way to do it. This is like kind of like the Batman Begins way to do it. It's like, well, because your first instinct is exactly like what you're posing. It's like, if you're going to do a Batman movie, do you start with Ra's al Ghul or do you start with the Joker? And you're like, well, you
Right.
start with the Joker.
And
But
they
like the way
probably-
Nolan did is like, oh, this is cool as shit.
Right. And they probably realize they're like, we've done Doctor Doom 3 times
Yes.
or 2 times.
Well, technically, I guess both are technically.
Yeah,
because
but
it's
I
3
think
movies,
their
but 2
decision
properties.
was let's give them time to breathe and
Exactly.
like you
yeah,
said,
let's build
like the
up
new,
to Doom.
Yeah, there's been the Nolan and the Matt Reeves both didn't start with Joker because they're like, all right, he might not be the toughest, but he is the most iconic. So let's wait. And I get that. It's just where I'm like, do they have anybody else then that isn't Galactus? Because it's just felt so
Mole Man.
weird. Yeah, they
They
maybe
have
start
a-
with Mole Man.
They have a lot of weird villains.
Yeah,
Like Dragon Man. They show him in the cartoon at the end.
it's just
The
so
credits.
weird to just sort of be like, because
Annihilus.
now I'm like, they can beat up Galactus easily. It was just another adventure. That's how they treat this. It's like just another adventure,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, I don't
Like
feel
the way
like
the way they set it up, and like you're saying, it's so upfront with the hubris, and then like the Dark Night of the Soul is them confronting that hubris, or rather being confronted by it.
yeah, and then it just ends with Sherlock's brother up there again, like, and
Yep.
they did it,
And they
And
did
I'm
it, and we
like,
all love them again, aren't they great?
status quo, and it was like such a weird thing to do for what they were offering.
It was kind of a fart the way it
It's like,
ended.
yeah, I was imagining a version where it's like, it would have been so cool to immediately be like, look, it's the Fantastic Four, and then ruin them. And then Doctor Doom, like, you give him a motivation there, right? Where it's like, he's mad at them for blowing up the earth. Like, he gets out with them somehow or something like that. You know what I mean? And they have to go to a new Earth. And it's like, bam, they're in the main timeline. Now we have these freaks.
Yeah, maybe Reed is. Well, Doom would never let him do that, but I'm trying to think of a way to, because like Mephisto has finally shown up in the MCU, so people are very excited about that, I
Fisto?
suppose. Mephisto, but yeah, we can call him Fisto.
Okay. Yeah, we will.
That's what
Kid
they call
Fisto.
him. That's what they call him on these streets.
Yeah. I just
Kid
thought
Fist,
like
yeah.
people like Natasha Lyonne, I thought they were setting her up so we could feel bad when she explodes or gets eaten. Like I just thought that
Right,
would have
all
been
of
such a cooler.
all Ben being a neighborhood guy, yeah, like it really feels like they're setting us up for the ground level stakes here, and then like the way Johnny gets the surfer, at least part of the way he gets the surfer, is by playing her the recorded screams of all of the worlds she helped destroy. And it's like not gentle. It may be an alien jib jab, but like it's people screaming.
Right. Not cool.
So they're like treating it like trying to show us like the ground level consequence of stuff like this. So I was like, all right, maybe they are gonna, maybe something is gonna happen here. Maybe they are gonna lose this, or at least screw it up in some way.
I don't know. I think
they're hubris.
I think they're definitely like, they just wanted to get a film out that'll make them easy money. Yeah. And they were like, let's not do anything at all interesting. Like, let's just give them a superhero movie. Mm-hmm. And like, I get the instinct, but then if that's the case, it's weird to me that this is the only Fantastic Four movie we're getting, I think.
It's weird to me if you were... I'll tell you what's... Yeah, if that is weird. It's like, this is the Fantastic Four movie. Okay. It felt like a little... Yeah, it felt like without a personality and without a... Anyway, the other thing that's weird to me is why not have somebody like Brad Bird maybe try to make this? Because definitely the vibe they're going for is live-action Incredibles.
Yes.
He also did Tomorrowland.
Yeah. You know who would have been good at this is James Gunn. He would have done
James Gunn probably would have done a pretty good job with it.
He's busy. But he would have done a good job with this one. Because they're weird little freaks.
Yeah,
like
he
could do weird little freak stuff. Where
he loves
they're
that
like,
shit.
Yeah, where Reed Richards is disgusting everybody with his weird stretchies. Where it's like he's a hero, but no one wants to look at him, you know?
Right, yeah, stretching one toe out really long. Just being a freak, picking his nose with his toe.
Oh, yeah. Just like, oh, yeah, I love it.
You like this, don't you?
I love it.
I can make him wiggle like seaweed.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Pedro Pascal, I love, and I think that's why they cast him. And
Not
I
in
think
this movie, I don't.
Well, I mean, I think that's the core of the movie, which is they were like, "Who does everybody love? Pedro Pascal. He's Reed Richards. Does it make sense? We don't care." And like, and then they didn't
What's his
really
character?
give them.
We don't know.
He's Pedro Pascal.
He's nothing. He's absolutely nothing.
I didn't mind them, but again, you're right that it's like kind of white bread where you're just like, they're just flat.
They're just, the two leads are just flat.
I would call it this. I would say everybody was charming, was plainly charming, like job interview charming. And so that's what I mean is like nobody in the audience laughed, but no one was like, you know, revolted, you know, where it's like everybody here is very acceptable. I thought like Johnny Storm, it's like he's funny enough. That's like, I'm the funny guy. And you're like, got it. You're the funny guy.
Yeah, you're
like, you're not making me laugh, but like, you're making me laugh like a greeting card does, you know, like, like a meme, you know, where you're like, huh, you know, a lot of, huh.
Yeah.
Huh. And then like Ben, I liked him. I thought he probably, for me, like, I think he was the most interesting character.
Yeah. I agree with that. I liked the two of them. I thought they had a decent dynamic. They at least had chemistry with each other.
Right. The robot was never funny, but it was like a lot of, huh. All right.
That's fine for me, honestly, because I also didn't get the sense that they were trying that hard to make the robot funny. Like the robot never felt like a wacky sidekick to me. It's just kind of like another character that's there.
That's the thing is a lot of this I found a little refreshing because I was like, I don't need a meta. I don't need them to try to be this like meta thing of like trying to be a fucking laugh a minute, like a Thor. Like they've been burnt on that, right? So like you can see the course correcting where it just feels like they kept course correcting and they're like, okay, it can't be too weird. It can't be too funny. It can't be too scary. And then, so it gets to a point where you're like, what are you left with? And it's like, it's just very safe. Everything is very, very safe.
It's like an okay microwave pizza.
Right, where it's like we can't, like, no
This
civilians
is
get
fine.
killed. Yeah. It felt like, honestly, what I thought, like, they would do for a Superman. Where it's like, where they're like, okay, it's Fantastic Four.
This would have been a real bummer if it was
the
Superman movie.
But yeah, I mean, like, had James Gunn not made it, is like, it feels like one where it's like, it just feels so safe. to the point that it feels like it's
Milk
scared
toast.
to do anything. It's like when you're playing poker and you're really safe and you come out of it and you're like, okay, you didn't lose and you didn't win. Like, so you didn't need to exist is what that comes down to. Is like you didn't matter. Like this movie is one that it's like the memory of it is sort of draining from me. But
yeah, the longer I sit with it, the less I enjoyed it for sure.
Yeah, but it's not something I wouldn't watch again. It's a good background
it's fine.
watch.
Like I liked enough of it that I'd watch it again, and I'm glad.
Right.
I'm fine with this cast. I'm happy to see them in more adventures. I'm excited to see them hopefully build this world out with a little more confidence. Hopefully this movie does well enough that they will, because I think they have the right idea. Like I said, I think this is the right approach. Yeah. I think, like you were saying, I think they have the right idea with the tone where they're embracing the silliness and being a little, well, not even, but doing it in earnest, like taking it seriously. Like it's,
right.
That's part of that's like a trap that people often fall into, is they like to lampshade it with a meta joke. Like, isn't this wacky and weird with all this stuff? And it's just like, well, no, that's like what James Gunn does, or it's like, yeah, it's one of the weird animals in Guardians 3, like a panda with robot wheels for legs or something. But, it's not like whoa, isn't that wacky and weird? It's just like, no, this is just this universe. So here, here we go.
Let me tell you what's next for Marvel. And this is why like I'm concerned, I guess. So this just came out. Next is the TV show Eyes of Wakanda. So they've said already that they're not going to make TV shows required reading, right? Then Marvel Zombies, it's another series. Then Wonder Man, another series. I have no idea what that is. Then Daredevil season 2, which I will watch.
Season 2, part 2.
Yep. Then we get our first movie, July next year. So in 1 year from now, we get Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then that... right.
Is U2 involved?
Well, yes. Directly. No, I don't know. They should.
Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. Brand New Day is Sting. Beautiful Day is U2.
Well, they can both be there.
Man, that would have been incredible.
So
it's
then
like U2 again, huh? We're teaming up with U2 one more time.
Spider-Man. So Spider-Man, we're getting a new Spider-Man, which I assume is like the reset, right? Which is like, I'm your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Going zipping around. New
Is
York,
it a new
whatever.
Spider-Man?
It is a new Spider-Man. Spider-Man Brand New Day. July 31st,
No, I mean,
2026.
do we still have Tomas?
Oh, it's Tomas. I think it's Tomas. I think they
Tomas
got him.
Hollandaise?
I'm sure he's fighting them, but they got him. And then...
They snared him in the money net.
Right. So far...
all right.
we have 3 movies. We have Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. And then we get Avengers Doomsday. December of 2026. And I don't know. You look at the other phases. What did we get? They said, here's Iron Man, here's Thor, here's Captain America.
Ron Man 2.
Yeah, and then like that was like basically here's Black Widow. And so it's not dissimilar.
Holy shit, I forgot about Black Widow.
I know. It's not dissimilar, I guess. So basically, Doomsday, what are we going to have? We're going to have the Fantastic Four will show up. We'll have Spider-Man there.
You're right, man. There's not much room for Fantastic Four to do anything else before Doomsday.
Exactly. No,
holy
it's
cow,
done.
man.
This is the fantastic. This is the only. They call it first steps. I'm like, I don't know when they're going to make another.
Only steps.
Because then Doomsday happens, and I assume that'll be around Doctor Doom. So I think that'll probably be like an unofficial sequel. You know what I mean? It'll be like Captain America: Civil War.
Right, or
I'm guessing
Quantumania.
Yeah, I'm guessing it'll be mostly around.
I'll invoke that dark curse.
Yeah, I assume that'll be a Fantastic Four sequel, essentially. And then we get Vision Quest, a TV series, which I assume Vision comes back. I don't know. And then the next year we get Secret Wars, and I assume that's the bigums, right? That's like we're gonna get the X-Men. We're gonna get like everything is gonna be like.
That's going to be the Beyonder, grabbing everyone from different universes and realities and throwing them together in Battle World, which is a giant action figure playmat, and then to smash them together for 2 films.
And I assume that means that in 2028 we'll get X-Men. We'll probably finally get Blade. They're going to start. They'll probably start doing that stuff. And I guess the Fantastic Four will be bumming around. But it like, I'm not saying this doesn't work. It's more just like, it really does feel like they're like, let's get Galactus out of the way. And for our first Fantastic Four, there's no real room for
I also
a Galactus
think it's
story. So they just said, let's just burn through Galactus. He'll come back, like you said, in Secret Wars.
It's establishing him for sure, and it's sort of, I guess, reestablishing the idea of Celestials, because they would not dare reference Eternals ever again, outside of that bit that they did in Brave New World.
Yeah. So looking at this lineup, I'm sort of like, what other choice did they have? Like, they probably sat down and went like, we have to get Galactus going if we want him to matter or be anything. It just feels so anticlimactic to have him show up. Like, it would have made him so much cooler if he killed Earth in this movie. And then when he comes back in Secret Wars, it's like, oh,
he
it's
killed
fucking
Earth
on.
8/28. No!
Yeah.
Not Jack Kirby's birthday.
Yeah. It would have been that. I think that would have been so much more rad to then bring him back. But it's like, I'm not scared of Galactus, other than the fact that he's fucking Ralph Ineson.
He just is too. They just put his face on Galactus.
Yeah, they sure
it's
did.
Not just his voice. It's like, wow, he's just full on Ralph Ineson sitting in a big chair.
I enjoyed that. Although the behind the scenes, they gave him a full costume and then they CGI'd over it. And you're like, don't give him a costume then. Like, why does he need... I mean, I'm glad he got the costume. I bet that was fun. But
I mean, it's there for a reference, at least.
Yeah, that's true. It's probably good for lighting and stuff, honestly.
And yeah. I'm sure it doesn't hurt.
Yes, it doesn't hurt.
But yeah, you suppose he's a big Tears for Fears fan? Songs from the big chair?
Yeah, of course. Galactus.
Love his chair.
Yeah.
I also, like I said, reintroducing the idea of Celestials. Like, just having big dudes floating through space. It's good to remind everybody of that.
I think so, too. I'm unclear of how he eats the planets, by the way. So, like...
He has this big... You notice it was like the engine in his ship.
And it, like, grinds up.
It grinds it up so he can, like, suck it up like heroin, I guess.
Right. Does it go into those tubes in his back?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right, Galactus, if you're listening, I guess Silver Surfer, why do you need life on the planets? The life seems actually like not like most of what you're eating. It's mostly rock.
It's garnish.
Yeah, it's a garnish.
It doesn't taste right.
Yeah.
Unless it's teeming with pleading souls.
It seems like it. I guess that is it. It's like just the zest.
It's the sauce.
Yeah. Because he seems so put upon by it. And it's like...
the hunger was foisted upon him. Yeah, he didn't ask for that.
I see. He's got a lot going on.
Yeah. It's been like millennia, eons even. So he's just a dick now. Like he wants the baby because he's like, oh, I can give the hunger to the baby. Nice.
I love because whenever an actor plays a villain, there's always an interview where they're like, because they have to, they're like, I feel for the villain. I'm on the villain's side because obviously, again, they're playing a villain.
They're playing the character,
at some point
right?
in their process,
right? You have to sit there and be like, okay, like how do I, because how do I play the character?
And he and I think he did good justification. He was like, he's like 18 billion years old.
Yeah.
These are ants. Like he doesn't care. Like it's as simple as that, which I think works really well. Where you're like, yeah, what?
Right? Yeah. They do a cool thing where he doesn't stop to stomp them individually or anything. He's just like, oh, like he literally says "clever bugs" and then turns out like.
I liked.
Like I don't. You guys are meaningless to me.
Galactus. He was fantastic. I think that's part of why I was disappointed because I was like, I could do like 3 movies of Galactus. I could do him.
Right,
as
he feels
big
like a serious
bad.
problem, right?
He
Like
really does.
surely he could be a Sauron.
Right. It just, I don't know. I felt like they did him dirty. Where I was
did
like,
do
I
him a little
really
dirty,
like
man.
Galactus.
They basically cow tip him.
Yeah, they just shove him. They just shove him into a hole, and he's like, no.
They tabletop him.
Yeah, they do. It's like, come on, guys.
Pretty
It
great.
was lame. It's lame. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know. I guess again, looking at the big picture, I'm like, all right, I see where you're going with this, Marvel. I think
Yeah.
it'll be fun. I honestly think Doomsday and Secret Wars will be fun. And this felt like they're just getting it out of the way.
I mean, unless they are like this.
It's the whatevers. It's the famous directors of the Electric State.
Right.
The
The award-winning
brothers.
creators of Red Notice.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they did Endgame and the other one.
They did. You can't take that from them.
What was the other one called? Avengers
Infinity War.
something. Infinity War. And Endgame.
They also
and
did
so,
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, they're a safe bet. And I don't mean safe as like they'll make a safe movie. I mean they're a good bet. They probably will do a good
They're
job.
a safe bet for a solid Avengers film.
Yeah, exactly. And like that's all I need. Like
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
fine
know.
with an Avengers film with a bunch of new characters. That'll be fun.
Endgame exceeded my expectations because it
Yes.
actually had an emotional element.
It was a pretty good movie, man.
Yeah, for me the dopamine is simple. And I've realized this is the dopamine that they've nailed in 2 of the 3 Avengers is here's a bunch of characters that you find interesting. Some of them are kind of nerds, some of them are wisecracking. Now let's have them get together. What does that look like? Who the dopamine rush
Because
for
it challenges you too. You've been
Yes.
through personal adventures with a lot of these characters, so you're like firmly rooted personally on their side, and then it's like, yeah, it's forcing you to like challenge how you feel about each one. It's like, fuck, which one of these characters is right? Like that's part
Yeah.
of what made Civil War good.
Yeah. The dopamine, it can be boiled down to one moment, and it's not even a particularly great moment. It just perfectly encapsulates it, which is Rocket looking at Bucky and being like, I'm going to get that arm. And you're like, oh, yeah, he has been collecting prosthetic limbs, and Bucky has the ultimate one.
Yeah.
Like, that little arc is like, oh, that's what this is for. Or like Peter interacting with the 2 Peters interacting, Quill and Parker, where you're just like, oh, this is 2 fun personality. Or like Peter Quill interacting with Tony, or Tony Stark and Nebula. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you're
bald
like,
one is
oh,
Nebula.
yeah, where you're like, these are 2 characters I did not even imagine hanging out, and now they're like roommates, and they're like they like are close, and it's like that's such a neat idea.
Yeah. you
this
get
is
to-
all
yeah.
and so this movie, I'm like,
I just wish they made the characters more distinct. Like I keep coming
think-
back to it's just flat. That's the worst thing about it.
it didn't get me as pumped. It did not
Exa-
get me as
ex-
pumped
yeah.
for that stuff.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I can see maybe like Johnny Blade. What's his fucking name?
Johnny Storm.
Storm. Jesus, they have dumb names. Johnny Storm. I can see like fun interactions with him, right? Like I can see like him and I don't know, whoever the fuck. Because also like this is like for this new phase, it's like the first group, right? Because I'm like, who are they going to interact with? Like Spider-Man? The Thunderbolts? Okay, so we got the Thunderbolts and these guys, and I don't see like anything. I'm like, I don't know, that fucking evil Captain America. Who's he going to interact with that's going to be interesting?
Right. So you're just gonna shoot one of them?
Right. I'm just not seeing the sparks that'll fly, and maybe that's good that I'm not seeing it, so I'll be surprised, you know. But I'm just like, I don't feel it as much, and maybe that's
Yeah.
because we've been through it as much too.
Yeah, I just wish there was more personality.
Yeah. In the whole thing,
Yeah,
in the tone,
exactly.
in like, yeah, it just feels. Again, I keep going back to safe. It's just safe.
Yeah. Make it with more confidence next time.
Yeah, it's something to watch. Like this feels like a solid, it's something to watch movie. This is to me, this is like, oh, I'm exercising. I'll throw this movie on. Oh, I'm playing video games. I'll throw this movie on. Nothing wrong with that. But
yeah.
it's
A lot of the Marvel movies are like that for me.
Yeah. But a lot of them are more fun at first, I'd say. I don't know.
That's
this
true.
One,
Yeah, that's true. This one did not. Yeah.
It's not Quantum Mania. Like, it's not a big.
Oh no.
sloppy fart.
Quantum Mania is one of the worst movies I've seen. No, this is nowhere near that level.
No, this is like
No
somewhere in the middle.
goodness,
If you had to rank them all, this would be like in
This
the
is
middle.
mid tier. Yeah, pretty solidly mid tier.
Yeah, and I think that's what they wanted. I really do think they are like, we just want to do a gentle opening.
Yeah, this is better than an Age of Ultron, if that helps. In my opinion.
Yeah, I think this is what they wanted. I think they are like middle. We want a middle. We want
Middle
something
ground,
that people,
middle of the road, just
because I
right
think-
down the center.
Right. I think in their mind they're like, we're on thin ice. We haven't really recaptured the magic.
No, and I think part of recapturing the magic is they need to understand and come to terms with the fact that the days of 1.5 billion per movie, those days are
It's
over.
not. Yeah.
Like that,
very true.
It's ridiculous that those days ever even existed. Like, those are beyond unreal expectations to have. So you need to put those to bed right away if you want any of this to continue.
This made 118 million domestic. That doesn't seem like it's as much as some of the others.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's not. I mean, it's $110 million. That's pretty good.
Ironically, this is my main vibes of this movie was that it felt pre-Marvel. It felt like mid 2000s.
Yes.
It felt like what those crappy ones wanted to be.
It just felt like another version. Yeah, like a different attempt at those, at a self-contained Fantastic Four movie owned by a different studio.
And part of that is good. And like what I mean is like I like that movies are self-contained again.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. I do think again that they're almost playing it too safe. Where I was like, this is actually the one where I was like, this can break into the larger cinematic universe.
Yeah,
This is your flagship. I thought this was just going to be that, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
So be it. Anyway, I don't know if I have any more thoughts.
I don't.
Safe.
Very, very safe.
It's a bunt.
It's a bunt. It's a real bunt.
Yeah. Get you on base. Hey everybody, thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks for hanging out with us and being pals. We have a Patreon. Patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. GAMEFULLY unemployed. You go on there, you pay just $5 a month. That's so little. You get access to so many podcasts, like 600 of them. Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder's Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, Spiel Boys, Him Booze, our brand new supernatural podcast called Him Booze. You love to see it, folks. And Marvelin'. We do Marvelin'.
We do.
We've gone through phase 1. We'll be tackling phase 2 at some point. It's a perfect recounting of the Marvel
It's the perfect companion, to getting back into the MCU with this new phase. Yeah,
We're
just
doing them a favor.
put that on.
Yeah.
Kick back in your little smoking jacket with a,
You don't have to watch the
a
movie.
glass of brandy.
Yeah.
You don't even have to watch the movies. Exactly. You just listen to us.
Yeah.
We also have a store.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. No, finish that thought. We should keep selling the idea of Marvel.
Just it's just if you need to catch up, it's the perfect
Yeah.
catching up podcast. That's all.
It's like when the president would do fireside chats,
Exactly.
just to let you know everything is going to be okay.
Yeah.
We also have a store. Head over
Yeah.
to gamefullyunemployed.com. You can find a link to our Teespring store. We also have where we have all kinds of cool original artwork from cool original artists like Michael Vincent Brantley, Starlene Hodge, Justin Brown, and others. So check that out. Rate and review our podcast wherever you're listening. Check out our new show, Badical, BADICAL, wherever you're listening to this as well. I have a batch of new episodes. I'm just struggling to finish them.
You're just holding them like a dragon.
I know, I'm hoarding them. Yeah, I'm waiting for
Yeah.
a band of dwarves to try to steal it back from me.
Hey, listen, our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can find him on twitter.com as the Corlew or go to shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. mvbramley.com. Our channel artwork is produced by Michael Vincent Bramley. For more of his work, go to mvbramley.art. Our episode artwork is by Justin Brown, available on Twitter as Justin T. Brown or at artnessbyjustinbrown.com. And finally, additional artwork is by Starlene Hodge. You can find her work at starlenearts.com or on Twitter as StarleneX. Cool. Goodbye.